Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It is now 6 o'clock. I'd like to call, not that. I'd like to call Sumter County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, October 11th to order. Ms. B, would you please give us a convocation?
Stand. Oh, gracious, loving Father, thank you all for what you have already done. You have done so much for us to get us to the place that we are, and as we continue to grow in your grace and your mercy. Lord, please continue to bless all the council members and the citizens of Sumter County. Please guide us and keep us, especially during this meeting, and as we go home and serve and continue to serve in the community. This is my prayer to you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Tonight, our pledge of allegiance will be led in our pledge of allegiance by Mr. Thomas Winstead, who's a veteran retired from the U.S. Air Force, who served our country from June 1948 to July 1968. He's a Vietnam War veteran. He has written 2 books and is currently working on his 3rd. He currently lives in Sumter County Council District number 6. Thank you for your service, Mr. Winstead. Please come to the podium and lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Be up to me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, brother.
He didn't mention that you could buy the book anytime you want. Commercial for it.
You serve, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. I have a motion to approve our agenda. Are there any changes, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, it's been moved and properly seconded that we approve our agenda for our meeting tonight, October 11th, 2022. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I have a motion to approve our minutes from our meeting for Tuesday, September 27th. Chairman. Second. Mr. Baker. Any discussion? I have a motion and a second. Hearing none, all in favor of approving our minutes, please say aye. Aye. Next item on the agenda is land use matters. Ordinance amendment number 2209. Ms. Ruth.
This is a request to amend relevant portions of Sumter County Flood Damage Prevention Ordinance to adopt new language and to adopt the Black Watershed maps. There have been no changes to this request since 2nd reading, and Planning Commission still recommends approval.
Move 3rd reading.
Sorry. Been moved and properly seconded that we pass 3rd reading on ordinance amendment number 2209. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Ordinance amendment number 08-2209 is passed 3rd reading. First item on the new business, we have a request for a proclamation, as we did last year, proclaiming Respiratory Care Week in Sumter County during the week of October 23rd and 29th This request is from Chris Hildage's wife, Susan, who's a respiratory therapist, right, Ms. Hildige?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Proclamation.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the respiratory care week proclamation. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm not gonna read this whole proclamation, but it says that, members of Sumter County Council do hereby proclaim October 23rd through the 29th, 2022 as Respiratory Care Week in Sumter County, South Carolina. Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is approved by 2023 Sumter County employee calendar.
There are no changes in what council and, Mr.
No extra holidays.
Yes,
No extra holidays this year.
Sir? I didn't hear you.
No extra holidays.
No extra holiday, nothing extra, just the same.
Move for
Move
approval.
for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bates, thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the employee calendar for 2023. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The next request is for approval of the 2023 County Council meeting calendar. Any changes, Ms.?
There are no changes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Calendar is approved. Mr. Bryant, ordinance number 21965, and you can stay right there, you don't have to go to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that, Mr. Shafee. This is ordinance 21965 to approve a fee in lieu of tax agreement for what we now know as Runnymede Solar LLC, formerly known as Project Honey. The only change is the disclosure of the actual name of the company, Runnymede Solar LLC. And the gist of this whole fee in lieu of tax agreement is in section 3.2, has to do with special source revenue credit. And what it boils down to is that the affiliate, the sponsor, will receive a special source revenue credit such that they will pay $2,000 per megawatt. So they expect to have 2 megawatts, that's $4,000 in revenue. That's just for 30 years.
Any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to have third reading on the ordinance number 21965. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ordinance 21965 is passed. Next item on the agenda, committee reports. We had no committee meetings today, but now's the time to report from council members on any other meetings, trainings, and or conferences. Mr. Chairman.
I'd like to speak.
What you call it?
Yeah, I'd like to speak. Okay. I just want to make council members and the public aware that in District 1 we'll be hosting the new superintendent on October the 19th at Rafton Creek Elementary School. This councilman will be provided a hot dog supper, a chili dog supper for those in attendance, and the goal is to meet and greet the new superintendent, introduce him. He'll take some questions, he'll make some comments. It's an opportunity for him and for the citizens in District 1 to familiarize themselves with the new superintendent. So we look forward to that, and we expected it to turn out. And Mr. Chairman, I think you said you would join us out there, and I look forward to that as well. And then the second thing is that the community group that I chair, along with some other organizations, are sponsoring 9 candidate forums for the 9 school board areas that are up for election. Let me be very clear in saying that the forums are intended to educate and inform the community, and none of the organizations are endorsing any candidate. It is strictly a meet, greet, inform, educate, and there'll be questions answered. And of course, I will be moderating those sessions. I think the information is posted with the county. Ms. Blanding can help you with that, or you can contact me directly. But there is a schematic of all the meetings, which will actually, the first meeting was October 6th at the North Hope Center. Next week there will be, I think, 3, and they will go through November 3rd. The good thing about these forums, and we've been complimented by the community and the candidates, is that these are the only forums where the candidates will have the opportunity to interact with the other candidates that they are running against only. This is not a combined session, it's for each area specifically. So I wanted to make everyone aware of that and invite you, if you so see fit, to attend. Chairman, thank you. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Are you cooking the hot dogs?
No, I won't be cooking the hot dogs, but they'll be in good hands. They'll be in good hands. They'll be in good hands.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Washington, what time did you say the meeting is on the 19th?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Ms. Blanding, monthly reports.
Yes, sir. Council members that have not said whether they want to go to the SCAC County Council Coalition, please let me know. Those that have already talked about it, I've registered you already, and just so everyone here would know that our chairman is the chairman of the County Council Coalition at this time. Tomorrow is the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, if anyone's interested. And I'm sure Mr. Nixon will talk a little bit more about stash the trash in his briefing. And it was noted last week, and I'm just letting you know about the bridge over Waterloo being closed for 2 years, rerouted. And any council members interested in going to an annual backyard oyster roast, let me know. Or anyone that's interested in participating in Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune first annual golf tournament, let me know that as well. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Blanding. Mr. Mixon. Administrator's report, please, sir.
Mr. Chairman, council members, good evening. To continue our conversation about the capital penny sales tax, we prepared some additional slides for you this evening, particularly about the third category. But before I get into that, I would like to show some of the work that the Chamber of Commerce has done over the last couple of weeks. As you know, they are the marketing campaign for the capital penny sales tax and getting the message out to the public. And they had an opportunity to go to WLTX in Columbia and actually prepare a show. I think it's called Spotlight, Community Spotlight, WLTX show. So Bob Smith and Chris Hardy from the Chamber were there and actually did a little show that they now will be using in the community in different areas to demonstrate the capital penny sales tax. So we'll attempt to bring this up and run this short presentation for you.
The following program is sponsored by the Greater Sumter Chamber of Commerce. Hi, I'm Queen Johnson, and you're watching Spotlight. Today we're talking with Chris Hardy, President of Sumter Chamber of Commerce, and Bob Smith. He's the Chairman of Penny for Progress Projects for Sumter County. Gentlemen, it's good to see both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us about the Penny for Progress that's on this year's November 8th Sumter ballot.
Well, the penny this year really is, our goal is to keep the existing penny we have rolling. That it was first approved by the voters of Sumter County in 2008 and then renewed in 2014. So this is the third time that will come up for reinventing to keep the penny rolling for Sumter County.
And what types of projects will a yes vote go toward?
A yes vote really is for various capital projects in Sumter County that I had the fortune of being on the Penny Tax Commission, and the group really, there was a focus really in 4 areas. We looked one at, based on the law, one was for public safety, one was a focus on infrastructure with a focus on economic development, others for various renovations, for public renovations, and for quality of life.
Okay. And talking about these projects, the project list, what's that total cost projected?
Well, projects about 117 million, although that's the numbers that we've been using for the last couple of years. But nonetheless, it just shows not so much the 117 million, but the growth of the project list since 2008, as Bob mentioned. That it just shows that we're reinvesting back in ourselves, reinvesting in our community. The old saying goes, if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. So that's something that we took upon ourselves in 2008, and we need to keep going in 2022.
And what was significant in 2014, the projected dollar was 82 million over 7 years, and today is that same number as Chris said, 117 million. It's up like 35%, which shows it's working in our community. As we're growing, we're investing there. Our community as a whole is really growing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So this tax, does it affect only Sumter residents?
Well, no, not in that sense. Basically, how, of course, it's a 1 cent sales tax on anything that's taxable within Sumter County. But the one thing that people don't realize sometimes is, yes, it's taxed on within Sumter County, but a lot of our visitors that were visiting Sumter County are also paying that tax. So close to about 40% of the total tax dollar collected is from visitors to Sumter County, whether it be tourism related or business related.
And Sumter County is growing.
Yes. Yeah.
Growing very well, yes. So for our viewers, where can they go to get additional information about this?
Well, there's a simple website, pennyforprogress.com. It has a full project list, all the details in regards to the project, the estimated projected cost. Like we mentioned earlier, any questions they would possibly have is completely factual based. If they're, other than that, if there's information that they need that's not on that website, they can certainly call us at the Chamber of Commerce, and we'll be happy to walk them through the steps and how important this is for Sumter County's growth.
It really is. We want people to know on that ballot, vote yes, just keep the penny rolling.
Just keep the penny rolling. And again, what's the website address?
Pennyforprogress.com.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you both for being here. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again on another edition of Spotlight. The preceding program was sponsored by the Greater Sumter Chamber of Commerce.
I should also mention that part of the other portions of the chamber campaign billboards were purchased. Those will go up. One of them will be on Broad Street by the end of this week. And then there are 2 of the electronic billboards that will be functioning in the community 2 weeks prior to the election. So that's one of the other efforts that the chamber is working out, along with the yard markers. Those should be released here fairly soon as well. But that's the program that I'm aware of, and also the speakers bureau. They've already got some speaking engagements. But if you need more information on that, I'm sure they'll be happy to share that with us. Also, Joe continues his good work with the information about the capital penny sales tax. So I wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to show you this presentation that he's put together for our website. see the difference. This is more about the information about what's been done with the penny, so we want to make sure that people in the community have an opportunity to see the real value of what all has been accomplished thus far. So the last part of the night, I would like to, of course, discuss the category, and tonight we're going to discuss the third category, which is the quality of life. Get the slideshow up real quick. All right, so again, continuing the conversation, as you recall, 4 different categories. Public safety we've discussed, the infrastructure last meeting, and tonight quality of life, and then the 4th, which will be the last meeting before the actual referendum question, will be public buildings. Remind everyone again, $107,000 worth, $107 million worth of projects, $117,000 includes bond anticipation ratio. Quality of life. These are the projects, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about each one of those. As you can see, there's 13 different quality of life projects throughout Sumter County. Great projects in here. I would like to say the one thing that we discussed over the years is that the quality of life projects, in my opinion, those are the things that really separate one community from another. These are the things that people, they kind of make a lot of decisions on what they're going to do with the children, what they're going to do as far as the quality of life, exercise, accessibility, and all of that. So it is important for the entire community to take advantage of quality of life initiatives. I'll start with Bobby Richardson Park. Most of you are familiar with Bobby Richardson Park. This is located just off of Alice Drive. It's probably one of our most used baseball, softball facilities because of the number of fields that are located there. There are 6 baseball fields. It's perfect size for not only the youth baseball, but for the girls softball. It's been there for quite some years, and you can see by the fence work, there's a lot of work that needs to be done there to kind of bring it up to speed, and there are additional dollars provided by the state that will go along with this project, so it's a pretty significant improvement to this Bobby Richardson Park, named, of course, after well-known athlete in Sumter. Rural gymatoriums, we discussed that. That's at the Rafting Creek and Shallow community centers. They currently exist where they add gymatoriums, which would be a multi-purpose large space, not only for basketball or other athletic activities there, but also for large gathering spaces for those communities. You can see that there's $3.5 million proposed for those 2 sites combined. 2 community centers, one to replace the Delane Community Center off of King Savannah Road. That's on a leased piece of property, and we would like to build a new facility. So somewhere in that facility, we would like to build a new community center. And the area that seems to be a void in our countywide offerings is the Devoted community for 15 more. So we see $1.8 million of those 2 community centers. Designed and built very similar to the ones we have, the newer ones we have in place now. South Sumter Gym, some of you are familiar with that property. It's a city piece of property that has an old gymnasium that was built there in the 70s. The city, you can see by the master plan in the top right corner of that drawing, they have other significant improvements to that particular site. The gymnasium, the new gymnasium, state-of-the-art gymnasium will be part of that overall project of $3.5 million. Patriot Park expansion. This is 90 acres to the east of the existing Patriot Park. Large wooded tract piece of property. A couple major points to this particular project. This is just the purchase of the land and the construction of a road out to Warren Mill, which would give us 2 ingress and egress points to this large park, which we think would be certainly a nice addition, not only for safety, but for convenience. But also there are plans to build, and that's the top right corner, possibly build an amphitheater on that property. And we've got a commitment from the state in that regard as well. So another nice addition to Patriot Park. Really a regional park concept as opposed to just a community park. $900,000 for that purchase. Museum complex. Many of you are probably familiar with the Carnegie building, which was the old Carnegie Library. We have 300,000 in the current penny. We've determined that it's best to combine that with an additional penny, $1 million, and build a larger military museum. Sumter is known for its uncommon patriotism. We've got an excellent resource and ways, personal collection that you can run to donate and make this into a really nice facility for our community. Something I think will draw a lot of tourism traffic. We own the property just to the west of the Carnegie Building on the corner of Church Street. Is where we were supposed to build the new military museum. And again, additional dollars from the state of South Carolina have already been attributed to this particular project. Next couple of projects, this one's related to the Swan Lake trailhead for the Shot Tower Street Trailway. This would be the northernmost, I guess, the southernmost point of that trail system. Their plans are to build a new trailhead there so people have an easy, convenient location to park and get on the new trail system that was recently built with this capital improvement sales tax. At that location, it's $1,850,000. It's include a playground and other trailhead amenities at that location. Countywide playground system, we've got a number of parks and community centers throughout the county. This is specifically for the county's park system, $1.8 million to upgrade or build new playground systems at each one of our facilities. Each one of them have a new surface, as you see on the left side there in the bottom left corner, which is a multi-purpose surface for handicap accessibility and certainly safer design. And the city will be doing the same thing. Obviously, we have more parks and more playgrounds, so all that would be an upgrade to their facilities as well with $4,750,000. And in Pinewood, using the model that we've used in the downtown Sumter community area, they want to build a park, a community sports complex with many park amenities at $1.3 million. You may recall that we have $200,000 in the current penny. They've elected to roll that into this project and make this project a little more significant. So kudos to them for their wisdom in doing that. The revitalization, so this is the other trailhead. This will be on Broad Street. Some of you may be familiar, it's kind of right across the street from the Napa building on Broad Street. City owns that property, so they will add another trailhead amenity there, as well as other park features on Broad Street. We think this will really be a nice feature for the Sumter community and in a very visible area of Sumter on Broad Street. A really nice improvement to that piece of property. $2.5 million. We know that blight removal has been on each one of the other capital improvement sales tax. We want to continue that effort throughout the community. So we have $2.5 million for acquisition and removal of distressed structures throughout Sumter. And then very similar, again, model that Pinewood's following. They would like some properties to be removed in the Pinewood community as well. So they have only $16,500, but that matches a grant that they have already to help them with that. So this will just finish off that project. You see it's $164,000 that they already have. $16,500 more. And that concludes all of the projects. Any questions about the quality of life projects?
Mr. Chairman. I heard you talk about the billboards.
Yes, sir.
From the chamber. Have they locked in on what those billboards are going to look like and where they're going to place them?
The where has been determined based on availability. 3 different locations that I'm aware of. One's on Broad, one seems like it's on Second Mill. That electronic board is there. I'm not sure where the third one's going to be. Shaw Air Force Base. So kind of in the high traffic areas is where they're trying to put those billboards.
So I just really think it's important to also put billboards in the rural area. Those folks go to, and that's where we've had problems before because they don't feel included, they don't feel informed. And not only have billboards in the rural areas, but the billboards need to look like the people who live out there. In fact, using or asking some of those people to participate after they've been educated. There are a lot of good things in the Penny for Progress for rural areas. I've been talking about those things in my community at various churches and community organizations. You and I have talked about that. But I think we would be very short-sighted if we don't put any billboards in rural communities. It's almost like a slap in the face to the folks that live in those communities. I am willing to participate in helping the chamber identify the folks who could be on those billboards and what those billboards need to say to the people that I represent to get their attention. I think if we miss that, we're going to be missing an opportunity to get some voters who would vote with us if they felt included.
I'll certainly share that information with the chamber.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Come now to the public comment portion of our agenda with citizens desiring to speak to council. Allow no more than 3 minutes. Comments are to be made through the chairman. I now declare the public comment portion of our meeting to be open. Anyone wishing to speak to council, please proceed to the podium. And please state your name for the record.
My name is Ellery Sherrod.
I'm sorry.
Ellery Sherrod.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I work at Morris College. I'm a resident director for 27 years, working with young people. And my concern is in the Crosswell area, our children don't have no sidewalk to walk on. I see the children, they come to school, I've noticed that they have to walk in the dirt. The cars be coming down the road, like Carroll Drive, Romney Drive, and Romney Drive need paving. Every time I go down Romney Drive, it's like this year. I also was a bus driver for Sumter County. I know the county real well. And we have too much illegal dumping of trash. Right behind, we call it Old Georgia Pacific Road. People just go back there and dump their old chair, old bed. And a lot of time our children, when they come from school, they only see somebody being put out. And the trash just stays inside the road. It's just too much. And I want to know, where can I find that little pickup that they call Palmetto Pride, so we can organize a cleanup in that area? Even when I go to Morris College, turn on College Street, people being pulled out, done moved, and just trash side the road. It don't be there just for 1 week. I know it be there for months. And I also used to work with Ms. Dorothy Tony. Me and Ms. Tony used to go and just pick up trash. I mean, it was too much. And now I don't have Ms. Tony with me anymore. And I said, Lord, where I go? And also, I had the privilege to go in the Dollar General store yesterday. And the floor is filthy. I said, what they doing? Why they selling the stuff in here? I mean, it's just too much. But then I called other people, they said, all the Dollar General store floor look like that. I said, in our area? I said, young lady, y'all need to pick up some of this trash. When I entered the store, I saw 4 girls just standing behind the counter. And then I go down the aisle, somehow Dollar General, Lafayette, between Lafayette and Charlotte. You can't even get down the aisle. It's just too much. They don't even put up the goods. You have to walk and come back. And I said to myself, it's just too much. You know, if we come to work, we got to work. And I done worked at Morris College for 27 years. And I often tell the children, don't put the litter on the ground. Pick it up. I like a beautiful area. It makes my heart feel better. And I also used to drive bus on Salem Street, Edward Street. And then I go on the north side, my bus because it's smooth. And then when I come on the south side, my bus will start to do like this. And I talked to the driver. I said, why is that? Why that old bed out there? Why that old mattress out there? It's just too much litter. And they'll pick it up one time. It just let it stay. And that, you know, a child like that, young people be encouraged. They give them a good feeling. They come from their school and seeing a sidewalk being put up in the Crosswell area on a street that never had one. Never had one. This is 2022. And the penny tax, I said, when I went over there on Alice Drive, it's beautiful. I said, that's good. That make you feel better. But when you come back to Carswell area, you feel depressed. And that's what a lot of our children are facing. I look at the young boys that's coming down the street, bouncing the ball. They're going out to Crossville School, playing basketball after school in that little area. Carol Drive, young people, I say like 4 and 5, they don't have no place to play. And right up there on Alice, on Carol Drive, it's a vacant lot. And I said, that would look good for a playground. You know, and sometimes the children have more energy than us ever had. So they can go out and play, exercise, get their mind off trouble, because COVID has learned us a lot. It's not one involved in, it's everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I really, y'all listen to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you. Chairman, council people. My name is Tasha Gardner. I'm here before you. I know we had some concerns about tourists and travelers stopping in Sumter. And I was just traveling over the weekend, and well, actually the last 2 days of the week, past week, and we don't have signs. You don't know if you're on 378, 76 coming into town, you wouldn't know that we had a Chick-fil-A. Because if you come over the bridge and keep it straight, you come out back at the Lowe's and Five Guys, and then you have Chili's, Applebee's, and all those other places, but there's no signs telling you that we have Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and all those other same places. And so we have the exit that when you get off right at Black River to say Camden 521. We had those signs that would come right prior to Electric Drive to say McDonald's 1.2 miles to the left, whatever, that you see on I-95. I don't know if we can put those signs up, but that would be a one way to get people off the main stretch and into town to see what we do offer. A lot of times it's just like not having information. If I know there's a gas station or there's somewhere I can go have a meal and sit down, I'll probably go stop. But we don't have that in Sumter. So looking at other ways to just have people stop and see what we have to offer here in Sumter, because we do have a lot to offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner.
Mr. Chairman, council members, staff, guests. I'm here again, George Bates, live out in Westfield. I have a couple of points to bring up if you would listen. Thank you for your help in fixing and upgrading and getting people to fix on the state road. I appreciate it. My car appreciates it. My wallet appreciates it. Keep up the good work. Don't stop now. You're doing good. Keep going. 763 all the way to 378, 261. Much better, much better. More smooth. The roads are getting fixed. That's got to be plus for the community, for everybody. Whether or not they're state roads, county roads, city roads, we can all talk. We can all talk, share. If you see something, say something to the right people. You folks know the right people. I'm sorry I did not know the right people, but I'm getting it. Number 2, I'm going to beat another drum. Sheriff's Department short on manpower. They got them allocated here, they got them allocated there, they got them allocated over here. They need people. They need people in the cars out in the community. I've been talking to a lot of people across this county. Years and years of talking to them, they keep saying, when they call the sheriff's department with a problem, it takes them almost forever to get there. By the time they get there, where's the problem? Okay, no problem. We need more cars, more deputies out in the field. Codes enforcement, sheriff's deputies or civilians in the sheriff's department don't get out in the county very much, obviously. Either that or they have no ink in their pens. I'll give them a pen if they need some ink. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll see you next month.
Chairman, before we adjourn, I'd like to give a report that I normally give on veterans.
Let me close out the public comment. Okay. Anyone else? Hearing on the public comment section is closed. Chair recognizes Mr. Baker.
Thank you. I was really delighted when the gentleman who led Pledge of Allegiance tonight, my Air Force comrade, his time of service in 1948 to 1968. So he came to the Air Force when I was only 6 years old. So I'm hoping that I live that longevity. But because of that, I just want to let you know that since my last report to Sumter County Council on July the 26th, 32 more military veterans have died. The total is now 335 deaths in the last 671 days since December 2020. My source is the Sumter item obituary. That means that every 48 hours, a veteran in Sumter County passes away. The demographics is the average age of veterans, 74. Age ranges from 27 to 100. Race, Caucasians, 236. African Americans, 98. Others, 1. Gender, males, 326. Females, 9. Most of the branch services: Air Force, 152. Army, 105. Navy, 28. Marines, 14. Others, National Guard, 15. And then there were 18 that are unknown. The only reason I know it is because they're being buried in the Fort Jackson National Cemetery. So I just wanted to bring that up because at one time we used to give a report that we don't do that anymore. But as a veteran, I'm just pleased that I can be here to do that. Thank you very much.